Hey, Upworth guy, back again on the Hobie Wave. Going to talk about some tips and tricks that I use to raise and lower the sail. I mean, people ask me a lot of times, why do you even take the sail down? Why not just leave it up all the time? Wouldn't that be easier? I mean, the issue is the wind is always changing. So if the wind catches it the wrong way, it's going to push it. Even if it's unhooked at the back, it's going to push it to the side, hit on one of those shrouds and start to move the boat, which is not what you want to do, because you can't keep the boat facing into the wind all the time. So I always remove the sail. Plus, when it's on the boat like that, you're exposed to the sun all the time and all the other elements that are out there. So it's going to keep your sail in a lot better condition just to pull it off every time you're done using it and then put it back on when you need it again. Couple things to start out here. You always want to face the boat into the wind. So today my wind is kind of coming from behind me here, sort of over through the trees and out in this direction. So I've got kind of a dead area here that should make it fairly easy to raise the sail. You don't want to be raising the sail when the wind is coming across the boat, because it's going to really make it super tight on the mast there to get anything raised up. So try to get it into the wind. In this case, I'm just right on the dock. I've got sort of a bit of a swirl here. It should be light enough where it's not going to be a problem to get the sail raised. So I laid out like this. Got the top of the sail here. I'm going to undo my halyard right here, which is the line that raises and lowers the sail. It's got a little hook on it here. You want to be super careful that you don't pull this side so it goes way up there, because you can't get that back down without lowering the mast, and lowering the mast is not that easy to do. So you want to make sure you keep this end always secure, or you're holding onto it so it's not going flying up to the top of the mast up there. All right, so I've got my mast facing forward here. This is the slot that I'm going to start the sail into. I don't have much wind, so that's good. I'm just going to clip it right in there, get it over close here. One thing about the way this works is it's got a little metal clip on it right here. That clip is going to go all the way up through the top of the mast, go through the rollers and come down on the other side. So it's going to be actually coming down this way when it comes down the other side of the mast, and then there's a little clip up there that this will attach to. So you pull this thing all the way through, it'll click a little bit, and then it's going to hold the sail up there. That's the purpose of this little piece of metal right there. So you can't see the top of the mast right now, but there is a bracket, a little catch up there for it. So I'm just going to slot this through the line here and then just start pulling. Just pull down nice and hard. This is where, if the wind starts to push it in a different direction, this can get really tight here. Ooh, you can see I've gotten it into a tight spot there. You just have to kind of muscle it through when that happens. This mast on the Hobie Wave is on a ball here, so it pivots. It's going to turn on a ball there, and a lot of times a sailboat mast does not do that. You can see what little wind I've got here has already pushed this sail all the way over there, which makes it really tight right in here to get that up, but I'm almost all the way up. Keep pulling it there. Then you heard that little click there at the top. That was that metal clip going through the bracket up there, and now I can let this go, and that is held up there. So that sail is up without me having to do anything. So what I do is then tie this off on this little cleat on the side here, do a little figure eight, and then tie it around, And then I just shove the rest of the halyard down in this little pocket here to get it out of the way. Okay, this is the downhaul, this little line here. And what you want to do with that is thread it through the bottom, then through the top, pull that down. You can see that that went down quite a bit there. And then you can tie that off the same way. This one has a shorter line, so it just stays in place like that. So now that sail is up. You can see got a little bit of wind coming, sort of swirling back this way. That's why it's getting pushed back that way. It's pivoting there on that ball there, and you can see this is why you don't leave the sail up all the time, because as that sail gets over here and it hits the shroud, you have 2 points of contact, 1 and 2, that will hold that sail and fill it out. Then the boat starts to move once that happens. So I've got a bit of this offshore wind here that's pushing it in a direction that I don't want, but that's how you get the sail up. Alright, so now when it's up like that, a little Spidey there. When it's up like that, you're just connecting the clew of the sail back here to your main sheet, and then you're ready to sail. So now you can see that's even gotten stronger the way that wind is blowing there, so it's going to make it difficult to get the sail down. But let me show you what I do to drop the sail here. Again, it's best if this boat, the mast is facing directly into the wind. I don't have that right now. You can see this is really tight. I got to pull this back to get that away from the shroud there, because the wind is pushing it over in this direction. But to lower the sail, I'm just going to undo my downhaul connection here, pull that line out of both places, unhook the halyard. Again, it's just floating up there. I pull the line out just to make sure I've got it all easily accessible here. Now my sail kind of straightened out here. What I want to do to get it off of that clip is to pull out. It goes up a little bit like that, and then it should drop. There, it didn't drop. So I'm going to do it again. Pull it out. And it got caught again. There, it went past that point where the clip was. So now what I do is I kind of start rolling this as it comes down. And I'm going to use my right hand like this. I sort of grasp the rope in between my thumb and the rest of my fingers here, and I'm holding on to the bottom of that sail, and I'm just rolling it. So I'm letting the rope out with this hand, and I'm rolling the sail down. See there, it just caught on a bit of wind the wrong direction, and I have to wait for a minute because that's getting stronger there. And I'll drop it some more. I'll just keep using this technique to drop it and roll. It's starting to go against me here. A lot of the sail's still out. So I'm going to drop this down a bit more. Again, continue to roll it. Roll with this hand as I'm releasing the rope. There, that keeps it nice and control. Keep it straight on the boat. Rolling that up. Gets easier as it comes down, obviously, because you got less wind hitting up against it. And then I'm going to bring it all the way down. I'm going to unhook this. Flip it on here for now. Tie off my halyard, again keeping this down. And then the sail is off. So the only other thing that I do with it when I put the boat away is I don't like to leave this on here because this will start to make a racket. As the wind blows this line, it's going to be bang, 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 clank, clank, clank. It does a lot of kind of clanking noise on here, which I'm really not a fan of. So what I do with this line is I don't attach it there when I'm putting it away. I'll just attach it down here on just one of these hooks there, then go tie this off this way. So now that line is off the mast and you don't hear any of the clanking. That's it for this one. How to raise and lower the sail, my tips and tricks from Up North Guy. Hey, if you liked the video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment in there, tell me what you liked, share it out with anybody trying to learn about this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That's easy to do, just click the subscribe button. You'll stay up to date with all the Up North Guy stuff. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.